Sure.
Welcome back to Good Day Big Bear and Find a Home in Big Bear. I'm John Wells.
I'm Dan Bathurst.
And we're both with, it's down there someplace, Exit Realty.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I remember that place now. It's all coming back to me.
You know, we got an amazing number of responses on the report from Legislature Week.
Good.
I got all kinds of emails and people actually asked for the stats in a printer-friendly form.
Wow.
Instead of that, so I guess we're water cooler fodder.
Where the conversation.
Yeah,
is
yeah. Well, because there's the trough. So welcome back to the show. Again, all of our stats are available on findahomeinbigbear.com or .info or .net or pretty much any dot you want to put in. Yeah, there you go. And interesting stuff this last week. A lot of closings last week.
Yeah,
a lot of closings.
It's amazing.
I don't know if it's the first of the month kind of thing, or
well, it's as that pile started getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I mean, you can't go on a day without seeing at least somewhere between 5 and 7 pendings out there. So it's just a matter of how those pendings land. But the bigger that group gets, you get a bigger volume of closures. You know, and a quicker. I mean, 30-day and 45-day closures now are really moving along.
Banks are starting to.
I've got 2 in right now in escrow that are 30 days, and you know, the cash buyers and. Or people that have already been pre-approved and ready to go, and already through underwriting, so you're not playing, you know, that whole finance.
Well, it's not the pre-qualified; it's pre-approved. They've gone to the next level there. Yeah. Well, the offer, one of the offers I wrote this weekend, he said, you know, we can close in 15 days. I said, well, let's put 30.
Yeah, I always put 30.
just in case there.
Yeah.
And it was very interesting. And another thing I noticed is a lot of the higher end of the market, as well as the lower end, is starting to go into the pending folder.
Because low inventory. I mean, we're still down in the,
total?
382.
Yeah, in residential, we got 382 currently listed from 58,000. To 3,000,009, so that's quite a bit. 120 in pending, from 59 to 1,000,003. That 1,000,003 in pending was a new one last week. Sold year to date in residential. That's John and Mary Public. We talked about them last week. 275 sold, 74 of them for cash, 27% cash in the residential market, and we're at 178 a foot, which is very close to where we were last year. Days on market 115, average list price 292, average selling price 280, which is pretty good for residential. It's 96.4% of list price. So residential's moving. It's alive and still light on inventory. 382. That's up from 360 something last week. So. Good listing week.
And the word here is basically, if you're in the market and you're looking for a home, make a decision. Don't be looking at 25 homes. Pick out 5 that you really like and look at them and make a decision, because things are turning over so fast. You know, my good friend Bob Angelella put on a house just down the street from me, and it was gone in 3 days. And you know, when you see things like that are happening, and it's happening all over, and again, these are in the 200,000 and 300,000 range now. So your $100,000 homes are pretty nil. There's not a lot of them out there, and the ones that are really not the best. So it's forcing the market up. People are looking a little higher in the price range. With that happening, and with that said, you know, that's bringing more people in the higher range for listing as well. They're a little more confident. Again, in the short sale and foreclosure, foreclosures, there's 10 currently listed, 81,000 to 247. So you're not seeing that high line foreclosure anymore, and that's because of those values and shortage of inventory. The sold 55 to date, 23 cash, which still 42% of our market,
and again,
up from 39.
It's half of where we were last year with foreclosures.
Oh my gosh, it's just fantastic really to see. I just support this whole drive that we have going right now. Short sales are only 14 listed, 66.9 to 699,000. But you know, remember, they come into play only because people are still, you know, there are still a handful of people out there that are still struggling and making a decision on what to do with those homes. Short sales have lost their popularity. They're not. One of the things we're still. Well, I'm still telling people, you know, be aware of the fact that debt forgiveness for California is not there. So what's the point The feds are doing it. Yeah, that's great, but you're still going to get hit for income on the
difference between what you owed and what you sold it for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if the feds can't make it, I mean, if the state can't make up a decision, and the continuing, and as we know now, that decision has been shelved, and bringing it back out to get finished is going to be very difficult. So, you know, short sale people out there, think about what you're doing. If the market is coming up, so your home value might be coming up, you might want to take another look at how you're going to handle this.
I think they made a decision. They put it on the shelf so they didn't have to. So they didn't have to tell their constituents, "Yeah, we voted against that tax forgiveness." It's a way to avoid taking responsibility. Is what it is.
When we were in Sacramento, we've never even heard the term suspense file, and then all of a sudden, out of the blue, here we're in suspense file for the AB 42 and SB 30. So I would say that's a lot of revenue for the state.
Yeah.
It's
if
a hard
they can
decision.
collect. And if they can't, you got to lean on you forever.
Exactly.
And it's personal. It has nothing to do with the property.
Exactly right. So that's just kind of a catch-22. So just knowing that there's only 14 short sales out there, and our resale market is very high right now, and people are realizing it. I think everybody's confident that we have hit the bottom, and that's one of the things that we have. Are moving on. The land.
We got lots of land. 263 current listings, from 4,500 to 4,000,003. They're all over the place. 20 in pending, from 4,900 to 149. 49 sold. I think we had a correction. If you look on our website, there's all kinds of little disclaimers that this information is deemed accurate but not guaranteed, because there was like a $2 million lot that was backed out.
Yeah.
So we went from 50 sales last week to 49 this week. I'm not sure exactly how that happens.
Well, some people find out that the banks do not lend on vacant land.
On dirt.
So and so with that in mind,
Especially
we got to
big
come
chunk.
up with 50% or 60% down. That might be a little bigger chunk on $2 million than they want to put out there. You know?
We're at $4.12 a foot. Where we're at right there. Last year we had 30 sales. So far we're at 49. So that's up. Days on market 233. Still takes people a while to pull the trigger on dirt. But I think one of the great tells about our market last year, all transactions, we're talking about businesses and mobile homes and everything, we were 368 transactions year to date for this time. We're at 463 this year.
Yeah.
So we're up 25% in overall transactions from last year.
And if you're following our stats, you're going to realize that the purpose of reporting these things is to let you know that you can see what's going on in the marketplace, and it keeps you abreast of what's happening. And in the process of doing that, you can make some very good and clear decisions. Instead of guessing that, you know, are things getting better? Will they get better? They are getting better.
Just the numbers.
Based on inventory. I mean, when your inventory is as low as it is, people are making quick decisions and things are moving fast. And you don't know what the market's going to bring 3 months from now, 6 months from now. But at this point, what we're seeing is a steady 350,
382. We jumped 30 listings last week.
Yeah, and so that's people realizing, and at the same time, everybody knows this is the time of the year to put your house on the market, because this is when our market picks up. So we would have expected to be in the 400s at least by now. So I would say probably by the end of this month, we're going to be very close to that. We'll be over the 400 mark. So,
and I think one of the issues that's also helping us a little bit, I think there's some pent-up demand.
Yes.
You know, I mean, people have been kind of, I'd love to, and we are, being in a ski area, we definitely have seasonal real estate, which sounds a little odd.
No.
But you know, during the winter, unless, you know, people, for whatever reason, they want to see the yard.
Yeah.
Go figure.
Yeah. Or the roof,
or the roof, or whatever.
Something logical.
They don't want to see the snow on there. Like the folks that I wrote the offer up this weekend, they've been getting my stuff since November. And they just this weekend came up. Here's a list of 6. We went out in 6. They picked the one and write it up.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
Yeah, and I think so. Buyers have been holding back a little bit. Sellers have been holding back a little bit. I think we're going to see a really nice summer in our market up here.
Yeah, and absolutely. And this is definitely our season. This is, as you say, seasonal. Well, you know, I think that people realize now that a sense of recovery is in line,
Right.
and they don't want to travel. I think what we're getting as a group is that we're seeing people that would normally be, like I said before, in Havasu, in Mammoth, in Tahoe, buying homes at
5 hours away.
Exactly. With the gas prices that we have, gas just went up again this week, 17 cents in 9 days. So what's the purpose of that climb? But just so people realize is that people are really focusing locally.
Right.
And, it's a 2-hour drive from LA to get here and really enjoy it. So you can leave on that Friday night and get up here and enjoy a full weekend. And
even if you hit traffic.
Even if you
hit traffic. One of the folks I talked to, I covered the store on Sunday morning for Mother's Day.
Good.
Did you have a nice Mother's Day?
Yes, we did.
Yes,
it was very nice.
Happy Mother's Day.
It was me.
Yes, without us, there wouldn't be Mother's Day. We're going to get in trouble for that.
Watch that. I didn't even want to touch that one.
And one of the couples came in and they took a card and signed up, and they're getting on the mailing list, and they own on the river.
Yeah.
And I said, it's 5 hours without traffic.
Right.
Says, heaven forbid we leave Friday night. We're 7 hours. We're exhausted by the time we get there.
Exactly.
And we got to leave early Sunday to get back. He says, this is so much easier.
Yeah, and better for you.
Yeah, cleaner air and
get rid of that stress load.
Yeah, there you go. So if you have any questions whatsoever, whether you're we're gonna go, they're cutting us off. Thanks for tuning in. I'm John Wells.
I'm Dan Bathurst. Have a wonderful day.
That was it.